Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of One Schmallow Plays Griftlands. So, what is Griftlands? Griftlands is a roguelike deck builder game produced by Klei, the fine folks, Klei here, the fine folks who made games such as Don't Starve and Oxygen Not Included. Oxygen Not Included being one of my personal favorite games. So anyway, the thing that makes Griftlands kind of different from other popular roguelike deck builder games like Monster Train or Slay the Spire is first, you have two decks. You have a negotiation deck and a battle deck. One is for social encounters and one is for combat encounters. And also the game as a whole is more story based, and you like develop relationships with characters and like the town that you're in, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So as far as I've played through the first campaign a few times. So here, there's three characters. There's Sal, and then there is Rook and Smith. Rook and Sal are available in the current version of the game that I'm playing right now, which is early access, and then Smith is going to be released at the full release of the game. Currently also, I'd like to mention there is a free demo available where you can play the first day of Sal's campaign. So Sal's campaign, which we will get into, has 5 days, and the free demo, lets you play the first day. So, we'll get right into it. So, hunting Cassio. Sal escapes a life of servitude to claim the ultimate bounty and get her revenge. We want to play normal mode, we don't want to play story difficulty. Right, so, like I said, there's two decks. First, let's see Sal's battle deck. So, in terms of how these cards work, the action cost is on the top left, right? And you have 3 actions per turn. The number here is damage, right? Damage inflicted, like it says. And then, oh, this is cool, right? So in Griftlands, the more you use your cards, like the more XP they get. So there's like 4 XP slots for Elbow Strike, and then 7 for Sal's Daggers. Basically, every time you use this card, then it gains 1 XP, and then when it reaches full, you can upgrade the card. So that's how you like upgrade cards in this game. And just like other deck builder games, you can add new cards and remove cards. And also like other deck builder games, removing cards is like harder than adding cards, because card removal is a pretty strong. It's something you want to go for in a lot of deck builder games. So this is Sal's starting deck. There's some defense, some attacks. There's Improvise, which lets you basically pick one of 3 cards, and then there's this Hammer Grip, Saber Grip thing. So, and then Negotiation. Negotiation, the cards are very similar, right? There's damage on the top, there's action cost on the top left, and yeah. And in terms of types, red cards are Hostility, green cards are Diplomacy, and blue cards I think are Maneuvers, I think they're called. So, perks. What are perks? What are outfits? What are prestige? And custom game modes. So these will be unlocked as we play. So, in terms of like where I'm at, I just reset all the game data, so I'm starting from scratch. So this is exactly what you would see if you bought the game and are starting to play. Perks. As far as I'm aware, this is fairly recent. This was released this week. Oh, as of the time I'm recording. So we'll get right into it.
You're a bounty hunter. You escaped a life of indentured labor by hunting criminals and debt dodgers. The work has earned you your freedom, if not any friends. Now you're back home, for the first time in 10 years. But freedom comes with its own dangers, and making a living in Havaria won't be easy. Here, the gangs are feral, the law enforcement are corrupt, and the people are treated like chattel, indebted to merciless criminals. Criminals like Cassio, the ruthless debt broker who sold you to the Derricks in the first place. But now, Cassio's grip has weakened, and there's a bounty on her head too rich to ignore. You'll die before you go into debt again, and so will she, if you have your say. Your first stop is a dive called the Groggendog, where an old friend will help you get your revenge, provided you can prove yourself.
Alright. At first sniff, the Groggendog smells like stale hops and dried blood. Well, look what the tide dredged up. It's damn good to see you looking well. You have a plan to get on your feet? I do. That bounty on Casio. How do we... Forget it. You might have grown up strong, but you ain't that strong. But that's not going to stop you from trying, is it? If you want a chance at surviving this, you better make yourself some friends, fast. I can help you with that. Knew I can count on you, fish. Ask about Havaria. So, Havaria, a largely unsettled continent on the western side of the Hessian Sea. Help me get my bearings. It's been a long time since I was last in Havaria. Sturdy and broken, like always. If debt brokering was bad when you were a kid, it's worse now. Half the population is indentured, and them's that hold contracts sell them to pay off their own. No wonder customs was so uptight on my way back in. Must be a lot of fraud. That ain't the half of it. The Admiralty, the Deltrian military force occupying Murder Bay, is pushing for an official annex. Oh, by the way, so Sal's campaign occurs in Murder Bay. It's the location. They want to make everyone real Deltrian citizens with papers and everything. In Havaria? You're joking. They'll say it'll stop illegal debt brokering. Now, anyone with a hand in labor contracts is real or ornery, from the poor to the powerful. You can imagine the reaction. I can. Ask about the annex. The annex can't be a popular move. Most come here to get away from the Admiralty. It ain't. Both the Spree is a loosely organized collection of bandits, crime rings, and illegal debt brokers. And the cult of Hesh, the dominant religion in Havaria, whose adherents worship Hesh, an abyssal jellyfish god. Both the Spree and the cult are in arms about it. The Spree because they're criminals, the cult because they profit off the labor more than anybody. No need to tell me that. The cult's holding a big shindig in a few days, their usual wheelin' and dealin' in the name of the divine. Word is, the Admiralty is gonna use it to make their proposition. Mandatory citizenship. And the Admiralty, So the Admiralty is basically, it's the occupying military force. It's gonna need to be a mighty good pitch to convince the cult. And I wouldn't put it past the Spree to set fire to the whole affair if they can. Fish cast dour eye over the bar, like it's a garden on the near side of winter. Suffice it to say, kid, tensions are real high. You'd be smart to keep your head down instead of looking for trouble. Ask about Fish. Fish Menoween, a former bounty hunter and current owner of the Garagan Dog. So, what do I owe you for this, Fish? A cut of my takings? Hesh no. I left my bounty hunting days behind me. I owed your parents once. I don't like leaving debts unsettled, even to dead folks. They were decent people, Sal Fallon. Watch you don't end up like them. Sal Fallon. You know, even when you pay off your debts, the Derrick still owns your name. I'm an Ick Derrick now, or so they tell me. So, a Derrick is both the offshore lumen platforms and the indentured laborers who work there. So basically, Sal grew up with her childhood working on this mining platform, basically. An Ick Derrick, the surname given to all indentured workers consigned to the cult's offshore lumen derricks. Yeah, that's a messed up bladder rack, though. Yeah. Ask about Casio. Casio Charak, a powerful crime lord who earns her fortune in illegal debt brokerage. You lined up work for me real fast. You some kind of mover here? Nah, I just know people. People know me. You don't need to go after Casio, kid. I have enough work to keep you busy. I spent my childhood in a lumen pipe because of her, and now she's worth more money than either of us can count. Lumen. Lumen is a biofuel harvested from the ocean floor, monopolized by the cult of Hesh, and harvested by indentured labor, aka you. And she's more dangerous than either of us can figure. You go after her and she'll clap back with a knife for each kidney. I may have extras to spare, but you only got 2. She has extra kidneys. I worked off a lifetime debt in 10 years, just so I could get back here and settle the score. If you were my friend, you wouldn't be telling me to drop it. Aw, Hesh, that ain't what I meant. You know it ain't. I'll give you a roof, a bed, and at least one good meal a day. You live your life the way you want, it's yours. I'll pay you back. I know, let's get you to work. Alright, so let's get work from Fish. I got people in Mpaku who owe me a favor. Sandrano, Kuga, and Viporo. They're easy people to find. So, yeah, like I said before, basically you maintain relationships with every single person in town. So this lists all the people who love you, like you, dislike you, and hate you. You can click on this. So, Casio hates you, obviously. The reason is she betrayed your family and now views you as a threat. Fish likes you, and the reason is she was friends with your parents. So, as you see, there's a boon and a bane. The boon gets unlocked if the people love you, and then the Bane gets unlocked if they hate you. And Cascio is just like the end boss, so she doesn't have one. But basically, you can do different actions, right, throughout this campaign, and basically you do things that'll help people and they'll love you, they'll like you, and then they'll love you, and then you do things that'll attack people and stuff, and they will dislike you and then hate you, and then people you've killed. Tell them I sent you, and they can settle their tabs by giving you work. Get that done, and I'll give you a plate of popped Ashnu eyes on the house. Ashnu, a domesticated giant snail used for food transport and entertainment. What a versatile animal. Bless your warty hide, fish. I'll hold you to that. All right. So, which one should we do first? There is silent survival, focused battle, and we get to remove a card, which is good. There is recon and force, also battle. It'll restore 20 health or 10 resolve. Oh, so this is your health. If you run out, you die, obviously. And then this is your resolve. So resolve is essentially your negotiation HP. But the thing is, if you run out of resolve, you don't like lose the campaign. Like if you lose that health, you just kind of fail your negotiation, and then you can't negotiate until you get this back. And so you recover both to full. Well, at first, you recover both to full every time you sleep. And then you also recover some resolve every time you win a battle. And right now, we don't need to recover anything, so I probably won't do this. Last one is battle and negotiation, and we get bonus money. So removing a card is pretty good. So let's do this first. Alright, so this is the docks, and Sandrano is the quest giver. Sandrano chose his career based off the assumption that desk jockeys get the best desk jockeys. Jockeys? Day to you. You hiring? I'm looking for work. What? No, I don't got. Hey, wait. You're a muscle, right? You like to bring the heart for those that ask for it? Whether or not I like it doesn't always factor. Sometimes it just is what it is. Yeah. You make chaos. That's all I need to know. I want you to rough up Chake. Chake? What did Chake do? In exchange, I'll pay you. Sound like a deal? Sure. Let's do it. Offering you money to lay a beat down. Chake's not gonna like us, but you know what? Card removal is worth it. Okay. What shall we pick? So in terms of combat, for Sal's first, you unlock, like a lot of deck builder games, you unlock more cards, the more total experience you get, basically. Every time you beat a campaign and whatnot. But first, basically, you can either go for bleed. So bleed is at the beginning of the enemy's turn, they take damage equal to bleed, and then they have the bleed. Or you can go for combo builds. And combo is combo points are accumulated until they're spent by a finisher, and then you lose half of your combo whenever you take damage. So I don't know what we want to go for. Blade Flash. Piercing ignores damage blocked by defense. And I'd say let's go for a bleed build. Yeah, I feel like it. Sure. Normally I like to know why I'm roughing someone up. You need a reason? Why? You gonna play judge, jury, and executioner? That's not what I hired you for. Do the job or don't get paid. Simple as that. Do you want Chake killed? No, not this time. But thanks for clarifying. Yeesh. Alright, so our mission is to beat Chake up, but not to kill him. And how do we do that? Well, you're about to find out. The laborer rubs his elbows like it's been 10 years since they ran out of grease. The human looks you up and down in suspicion. Beat up Chake, like Sandrano asks. So Chake will dislike us. And Urbla will fight both Chake and Urbla, unless I can convince Urbla to leave. You might call Urbla radiant, but that's probably just the radiation. Another day in the feud, So we can pay Urbla to stay out of battle. And maybe we want to do that. 30 shills. So shills is the money, basically. Yeah, it's money. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Let's pay you off. Might be a bit of trouble coming. You're not going to interfere, are you? You do what you want. I won't try to stop you. Lost 30 shills. Alright, and now when we fight him, it'll just be 1v1. Sorry, champ. This isn't personal, but I've been hired to make your life hell. What? You're joking, right? Who'd want that? Client confidentiality. Just close your eyes up real tight and I promise it'll be over quick. That's messed up. Alright, Jake dislikes us. Battle tutorial. Yeah, sure.
Each
we'll go through
turn
the
you draw
tutorial.
5 cards from the draw pile and use action points to play them. You can win a battle by killing all of your opponents or by making them surrender. Enemies will surrender when their health dips below their panic threshold. Killing enemies may have diplomatic consequences. You can preview what your enemies and allies will do on their next turn. Your allies all act before your enemies.
Yeah, so like it said, basically you see this little mountain thing here? That's like their panic HP. So basically it's where this little bar is. So when you do enough damage to get them to panic, they will basically surrender. If there's multiple units, they'll be in this state of like surrender and they won't fight for a bit. But if it's like the last unit, you can either accept their surrender or you can kill them off. But for our mission, we want to keep this guy alive. What does he have? Wanted alive, yeah. We don't want to kill him. And then worn out. Remove 1 stack when attacked. If worn out reaches 0, apply 1 stun. So if we attack him 5 times, then he won't be able to attack. Cool. In terms of the combat, it's kind of like Slay the Spire if you've ever played it. It'll show what their intent is. So he's gonna attack me for 3. And this thing is, this little icon is 3 damage, also a status effect. Normal damage, let's use our Lacerate. It's this like red shield icon. So yeah. And the reason I'm saying that you can either go combo or bleed in the beginning is because of this. Hammer Grip or Saber Grip. Basically one of them, Hammer Grip is the combo based card and Saber Grip is bleed. And also if you right click on a card, you can see their upgrades. So once you hit 6 XP for Feint, then you get 2 of these upgrades. It'll randomly show you 2 and then you can pick one. And basically, for the card that I just used, Sal's Daggers, if we right click this, it'll upgrade into Bloody Daggers or Combo Daggers. And these 2 cards are both bleed cards, and then these 2 cards are both combo cards, which is why I'm saying you should basically pick bleed or combo. Normally it depends on like the cards you get, there's these things called graphs. They're kind of like artifacts or like some like artifacts, yeah, in other games. Basically, you can have 3 combat battle graphs and 3 negotiation graphs, and there's also like ways to increase the number of graphs you have, like graph slots. But basically, some of them are better for combo, some of them are better for bleed, etc. So we'll do this. He has 6 bleed, he'll take 6 damage, and then he'll have 3 bleed, and then I will defend myself. Yeah. Nice. He's gonna do 8 damage. Let's do improvise a card from a pool of special cards. Impair lowers their damage by 33%. Maybe we want to do that. That'll make him do like 6 damage, or like 6 or 5. Maybe. Or maybe we just want more damage. Or like more defense. Yeah, let's do that. 3 defense. We'll get some more defense. We'll take 1 damage, but that's fine. Elbow strike or stab. I generally like to upgrade cards as soon as I can, so let's play that. So he takes some bleed damage, and then if we attack him twice, he's gonna get stunned, so we'll just attack him twice. Not really worry about. Nice. So you see this icon, because he's gonna take 5 bleed damage, it'll get him past his panic. But I want to level up cards, so I'll just do that again. Take some damage, and see, like I said, once every enemy is like surrendering, you can choose to execute all of them, but we want to keep them alive for the mission. Pick a battle card. You get to pick 1 battle card every battle you win. You get to pick 1 negotiation card every negotiation you win. Let's see. We are going for bleed. None of these are bleed cards. Gain 3 defense. Discard this card. Gain 3 defense and heal 3. Discard a card. We want both of these, but bonus damage equal to the cost of your hand. That's not bad. Let's go for Reckless Swing. So the discards, some like enemies like as their status will like put negative cards in your hand. So this might be useful. You pull up short before your beating takes a turn for the fatal. Why are you even doing this? A job's a job. Anyway, that's all I was asked to do. Want my advice? Higher protection. You leave Chake to nurse his wounds and confusion alike. Poor guy. Wonder what he did. Wonder what he did. Alright. Greetings once again. Get paid. You got what you wanted, and Chake's got the scars to prove it. Huh, really? That's all it took? Next time I want to make someone's life hell, all I gotta do is pay for it, and there are no consequences. No consequences? Should have done that a lot sooner. Here's your pay, Hunter. What did Shake do to deserve it anyway? Yeah, I want to know. Huh? Deserve it? Where's the fun in that? Better if they don't even know what they did wrong, ain't it? Wait, what? Thanks for your services, Sal. What? Oh, if you saw this little pop-up, that's how you unlock perks. Basically, there's a bunch of, they're called grifts, and they're basically just like, they're kind of like achievements, I guess, and they're like, oh, like complete 10 quests, or like do 500 damage, whatever. And they allow you to unlock perks, which you can apply for your next, like, runs. And so this is our first run, so we don't have any perks. We gain some money, and we can remove a card. Let's remove a battle card. Let's remove a card that we haven't upgraded, or we have no XP. Yeah. Let's remove stat. Sure. Oh, and then, yeah, so we don't have the money, but if we had money, we can pay him to love us. It's very, you know, we're paying for friendship. And we get a social boon, which is once a day you can ask a nearby member of the Admiralty to help you in battle or negotiations, which is pretty good. Basically, it gives you one free ally per day. But we do not have the money. Alright. So, these are all of the things that we can do. These orange things, limited time opportunities, basically you want to do these as soon as they come up. It's a quiet spot. There's something special about this place. You could go here to gather your thoughts and strengthen your resolve. There is an option here. Basically, we can recover resolve, or we can increase our max resolve. Desolate battlefield. Looks like the remains of a recent skirmish. Perhaps there's still something to loot. Let's loot! You come across the signs of a recent battle. If there were any winners, they weren't the type to loot the battlefield. The bodies are still fresh. Best to grab something and run before any beasts are drawn to the bloodshed. Grab combat gauze. So, oh yeah, there are item cards, and these basically, they go in your deck, and you see it says destroy after 3 uses. They're like consumable items that are also cards. And a lot of them have replenish. Replenish is basically when you draw it, then you draw another card. So it doesn't like actually, it doesn't hamper your draw. It's just like a bonus if you draw it. But I don't need this. Rock whistle. Summons a rock to fight for you. Replenish, destroy after 1 use. So this is a one-time only thing. Rocks. Oh yeah. So in battle there can be multiple enemies, but you can also have allies, and you can have pets. But this basically summons a rock. We'll see what that is. Or a myelin buffer. This is a negotiation craft. Gains 6 max resolve. I don't really want that. Let's go for the rock whistle. You struggle with the crate and the lid eventually pops off. Sure enough, you find what you're looking for and make tracks while you still can. Cool. We just got a free item. So, there is this challenging quest, battle and negotiation. We get to pick a graft as a reward. That's pretty good. Another battle. We get a new card, Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter. Incept 1 wanted. I don't really like this card. Incept. So, Incept adds. We haven't done a negotiation, so these words might be meaningless. Let's actually go for negotiation. Upgrade a negotiation or battle card. Let's do this. Friend or fanatic. Oh, right. So sometimes you run into like random encounters, basically on your way to like different places. Someone dressed an awful lot like a shopkeeper stops you in your tracks. Shell. She pulls a knife out of the front pocket of her work apron and waves it like a bundle of burning sage. Alright, Slider sucker, hand over all you got. Don't make me use this. You're not even sure she knows how. Yeah, who are you? Is this the holdup? Yes. Really? I got a knife, don't I? We're alone in the wilderness, ain't we? What's so hard to get? Well, it's just that I'm a well-equipped bounty hunter and you're... I'm your worst nightmare. Don't doubt that for a second. Yeah, sure. Let's not hand over all our money. Offer Shell a job. Scare her away. Shell will dislike us. Defend ourselves. Offer Shell a job. Why don't we offer Shell a job? Listen up, what's her name again? Shell. She's a civilian downtrodden merchant. Ah, sucker spawn. I shouldn't have told you that. Right, well, you did. So, I don't want to fight you. But how about a job? I could pay you for protection? Protection, eh? I don't blame you. It's a scary world out there. It can be, yes. I won't do it for less than 50 shills. 50 shills? That's like half our money. What? Do we want an ally? Or should we just defend ourselves? There's a lot. That's a lot for someone who shows up with no references. Yeah, then fight me, and you'll see how strong I really am. Ugh. Sure, you know what? Let's fight her. I would do a negotiation just to show you guys what a negotiation is, but I don't really want her to dislike me, so we'll just we'll defend ourselves. Only thing getting brought is pain by me to you. Sure. All right. Let's continue to bleed. So she's gonna do some status effect. So she's not attacking us. So we can just attack her 3 times. Reckless swing. Doesn't really matter what we discard. Power. So power. Every power you have, it increases your attack damage. So she normally would have done 7. Now she's doing 8. She's doing 8 damage, eh? I actually can't defend all of it, so we're gonna take some damage. We'll apply some more bleed. Let's do that, and then let's go for an elbow strike. So we'll take 4 damage. Rock whistle. She only has 18 HP left. I think she's doing 7 damage. Yeah, I think we can handle it without summoning the rock. And the reason I'm keeping it is it does get, you can only use it once, right? It destroys after one use. Let's lacerate, do some more bleed. We're fine this turn. Let's see, Sal's daggers. Yeah, let's get some more bleed. All we need to do, we only need to do 2 damage, and I don't think we want to kill her. Simple elbow strike, and let's do feint just to increase the XP. Let's not kill her. She's just you know, it's so sad. She's trying to be a thug. Do we get another lacerate? Improvise an attack card from your draw pile. That card deals +4 damage until played. Ooh, this is not bad. It makes one of your attacks better. But like, it doesn't, you still have to cast it. So it's basically 2 actions for +4 damage. Do we want more bleed? What are these? I've actually never used lacerate before. So the upgrades apply 5 bleed. If the target has bleed, apply 6 bleed. Oh, we can just keep stacking a lot of bleed. For the sake of variety, let's go for size up. Draw 2 cards. Oh, well, we're not really going for combo, so let's go for deception. I could also just, you know, you can decline, and later on when you have like a good deck, you don't want to like keep bloating your deck. Come on now, this has gone on long enough. What's your deal anyway? I'm so deep in debt. I don't know if I'll ever see the sky. My debt broker's threatening me to sell me to the Derrick. Oh no, we've been to the Derrick. We don't want her to go there. Only way to survive here in the bay is to swim with the sharks. You want to swim with the sharks? You need to be smarter, and maybe get a friend to watch your back, huh? Go on, get out of here. And go where? Shell doesn't seem to expect an answer as she hobbles off into the wilderness. Wait, does she dislike me? Oh, she likes us. Spare their life when they try to rob you. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, and that guy likes us for completing the quest. Alright, well, let's continue to this quest. Delena. Having your own parish is the closest a common Deltrian can get to nobility. The rules are different in Havaria, but maybe nobody told Delena that. Delena? Delena nods in acknowledgement of your presence. Well, let's start. Let's do this quest. You're a hunter, right? So you do jobs for pay? Not all jobs, and only for the certain amounts of pay. But you've got the idea. My friend Malawi is a cult of Hesh Luminari, was on a mission through the more rugged parts of Murder Bay. Murder Bay is where you are. The small patch of coastline in Havaria where the Deltrian Admiralty has established an outpost. But I haven't heard from him in days. Oh no. He's a Luminari, trained in combat. It's hard to believe some miscreants managed to get the jump on him. But he's missing all the same. I've petitioned the priests in Supplicant City to investigate, but I worry they'll come too late. Supplicant City? An opulent and corrupt city in the far north of Havaria, ruled by the cult of Hesh. Oh, maybe this is the location for Smith. Because Rook is in this place called the Grout Bog or something. I don't know. Will you look for him? Sure. Let's do it. Rescue Malawi from bandits. You can upgrade a card. Counter. Counter is deal 1 damage back to the enemy when hit. Remove all counter at the beginning of your turn. So 2 counter, you do 2 damage to everyone who hits you. But drawing 3 cards is nice. This is a negotiation card. Gain 2 influence and apply 3 composure to it. This is also pretty good. Projector, you gain the ability. Abilities are basically you get it for the rest of the battle. Any attack cards you improvise deal 3 bonus damage until played. Didn't we get the improvise? Improvise an attack. Ooh, so this, if we have this and then we use that, it would do 7 extra damage. That's not bad. Maybe we'll go for some kind of improvised bleed deck. At the same time, it is 2 actions. What should we do? Uncommon, common. We'll just go for the uncommon. A job for pay. You got yourself a deal. Thank you, Hunter. This is a huge relief. May your path keep to the shallows. Alright, so if we have an option, we'll try to go for a negotiation, just to show you guys what that's like. Go here. Oh, we're stopped. Random counter. As you're passing by a bubbling tar pit, you hear a high-pitched whine from somewhere nearby. Looking around, you spot a lone coyote pup. A coyote, it's an opportunistic predator endemic to the Havarian coast, struggling in the clotted black mud. Awoo! Let's rescue the pup! Untrained pets will help you in battle, but only have a minor effect in negotiations. I'm coming to get you, buddy. Don't be scared, dude. This is our first pet. You anchor yourself to a nearby stump before stepping carefully into the tar. Freeing the pup is a labor, and you choke down the sour air of the tar pit under the exertion. Lost 10 HP, but we got a puppy! Back on dry land, the pup finds a clean patch of skin above your brow to lick with its scratchy tongue. Yep. Ech. The pup cocks his head in concern. Nah, it's fine. Maybe just keep it to yourself next time. Yorp? Yeah, you're coming with me. Unless you'd prefer to stay here in the tar pits. Norp? It can speak! It can speak! That's what I thought. Let's go then. Nice! We have Wilson! Wilson the coyote. So, at any point, you can go back to the Grogan Dog, where you can buy healing items, and you can also rename your pet if you go to your room. Still cooking? Atta girl. So we can buy cards. She sells items. Oh wait, also, so if people love you or hate you, you get the social boon or the social bane. But like liking and dislike you, there's also like discounts or like price increases if you like buy cards from them. Gain in action. This is pretty good in case we need this, and it's replenished, so it doesn't actually like make our deck bigger. So we might want to. We'll see. For now, I don't think we need these. And then you can heal 15 HP, which we are missing 15 HP. But you do heal at the end of the day, so we'll see. Give 22 shills, and then you get this bloated card. And this bloated card, it goes away after you sleep, so like, it's not completely permanent. We can go to our room. So in your room, you can change outfit, which we have none. All we have is a bounty hunter. You unlock more as you play the game more. We can call Wilson. We can pet Wilson. Wilson. Adorable. Arf. We can set a new name. Let's set a new name. I'm one Schmallow, so our pet needs to be Marsh. Marsh. Yes. Yep. Oh, and also you can leave your pets in your room, like if it's like close to dying. So Marsh only has 22 HP. That's not a lot. So if Marsh is close to dying, we can actually just leave him in a room and he'll recover to full when we sleep. But you know, for now, let's take Marsh. Good old Marsh. Oh, there's like a long way around. Malawi's trail leads you here. Judging by the prints, he likely lost his footing in a scuffle with bandits. You spot the telltale signs of kidnapping and follow it off the trail. Who's that? Proceed carefully. You hear voices and melt back into the bush like a stalking yote. A coyote. Oh, like Marsh. To your surprise, you don't find a bandit camp, but rather the Admiralty, with shoulders as stiff as the starched collars. Cobb, the Admiralty goon. It's nothing personal, Luminari. I don't want to hurt you. Not least because that would really piss in Hesh's waters. We just have a point to make, is all. The spree do this to travelers all the time, but the Annex can stop it. You choose your path, soldier. The cult will hear of this, whatever you do to me. Sorry to say that's the idea, pal. They'll just think it's the spree who did it. Ah, the Admiralty is framing the spree. This isn't quite what you expected, but a rescue mission is a rescue mission. Better get to it. So, Cobb will dislike us either way, so let's do a negotiation. You step out of hiding and approach the guard, muscles flexing. Now, what was it you just said? It's nothing personal. I don't want to hurt you. What the heck are you doing here? I'm about to serve up some divine retribution, unless you want to hand over the Luminari. Right, so if you saw the little thing, this is an intimidation attempt, which gives you these intimidate cards in your deck. Basically, incept means you... we'll explain this. So, yeah, negotiation tutorial.
Each turn, you draw 5 cards from the draw pile and use action points to play them. You win a negotiation by destroying your opponent's core resolve. Your resolve carries over between negotiations. If you have no resolve, you can no longer negotiate. Your opponent's intents for the next turn are shown in their inner ring. You and your opponent can deploy arguments to help win the negotiation. Arguments can be attacked or defended like the core resolve.
Yeah, so you win a negotiation if you lower the resolve of the core argument, which is this thing, down to 0. And this outer ring, so this screen was a little confusing at first, but it's pretty, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty self-explanatory. So this inner thing, the intent, so he's attacking to attack us for 4 resolve damage, and also he's deploying an argument. We currently have an argument, which is our little pet, Marsh. And this is an argument, and this is our core argument. So our core argument, Sal Savvy, we gain 1 composure at the start of our turn. So composure is basically block. It's defense for negotiations. And as you see here, the 3. So Marsh is gonna attack for 3. He's gonna attack Marsh for 4. And so he's going to do 4 damage. Marsh only has 3 resolve. Any leftover damage will be done to you. We have 1 composure, so it'll block it, so it's fine. We can use deflection to apply 3 composure to Marsh, which will, like, it won't kill Marsh. However, because Marsh is untrained, you see the second line, it says destroy this argument at the start of your next turn. So untrained pets, they only last the very first turn of negotiations. You can train your pets. There's like certain events, or certain events basically where you can train your pet. If you train your pet, the argument will stay. But because Marsh is untrained, we don't really need to defend him because he's gonna go away at the next turn anyway. Instead, let's explain these cards. So there are diplomacy cards, which are green, hostility cards, which are red. For Sal's deck, or for Sal's negotiation deck, basically you kind of want to focus on one or the other. And I think for your first playthroughs, I think going for diplomacy is easier. So we'll do Sal's instincts. So basically, you gain either so similar to the bleed or combo. This card, you gain either influence or dominance, and then the upgrades for this card is more influence specialty or like more dominance specialty. So influence is all diplomacy cards deal max damage. And then dominance is hostility cards deal additional +1 damage, and then it like for every stack of dominance you have, it does more damage. But dominance goes down by 1 at the start of your next turn. Dominance is an argument with 2 resolve, influence is an argument with 2 resolve. So let's do inspiration. So basically, this is, first of all, this card is an attack, so we'll attack him for 2. And then it adds an influence argument. So arguments are like, some of them are buffs, some of them are debuffs, some of them are like, well, are like monsters kind of that like attack for you. They're just like anything that's in this negotiation. So because we did that, you see our diplomacy card now does the max damage. It's a pretty good combo. Also, core argument, abuse of power. At the start of Cobb's turn, incept a planted evidence argument if one does not already exist. Incept means you put arguments in the other person's, the opponent's argument circle. And planted evidence. When this argument is destroyed, deal 1 damage to owner's core argument per stack. So we'll threaten him. This card is, this is the thing we gain. As you see, it says exists for this negotiation only. Whenever it's an intimidation attempt, you get these cards in your deck, and basically you just at the end of your turn incept to intimidated. So we'll see what that means. Marsh did 3 damage. We incept this. So he did 4 damage to Marsh and then 1 to us, but we had Sal gets the 1 free composure. So, intimidated. Hostility cards deal an additional +2 damage, but it removes 1 stack when you play a non-hostility card. So we have no hostility cards to play, so these will just disappear. And he's doing 4 damage to our influence, which we want to protect. He's also doing this argument, interrogate. This is what he summoned last turn. Is doing 2 to 4 damage to an opponent argument. So if we get rid of this, our planted evidence will be fine. So you see it says ×2. So if this is destroyed, we'll take 2 damage. So let's attack this. The 1 gets carried over. And we want to defend our influence. This won't die, I'll have 1 resolve left, and then let's attack him. Just like last turn, we incepted a intimidated. What's he doing? What is this? At the start of Cowell's turn, steal 10 shills. We don't want that. We want to keep our money. So let's attack that. And because we have intimidated, let's just use this. It did 5 damage, and the 4 gets carried over. He's attacking our planted evidence. The planted evidence, not our planted evidence. Let's defend that. We don't want to take extra damage. And we'll take 1 resolve damage, but resolve comes back easier than HP does, because resolve, you gain resolve every time you win a battle. Let's just attack him. You're not half as confusing as you think you are. Let's threaten him, and then let's apply composure. We need 1 more to not take the planted evidence damage. We're fine. Well, he's attacking us for 6 to 8. We'll destroy that. We will protect this. It'll get destroyed, so we're gonna take 2 damage, unless. Quick thinking. Aha! So, vulnerability is it makes damage do more damage per stack. This is just an attack, and then this is 2 composure on 2 random friendly arguments. Let's do it. Yes, so we will take no damage. Because this gets destroyed, but we have enough composure. Aha, so you can't continually, like, you can't just like keep playing your cards for experience. Once you, after a certain number of turns, you get this, fatigued, and cards no longer gain XP. So in the beginning you kind of want to use the cards that have like you want to level up, but Once it gets to this point, you just want to end the negotiation as fast as you can. So I think we have enough damage. Oh, we don't. That's lame. Oh no, yes we do. Because this is 2 damage. And nice, we just won our first negotiation. So like battles, you pick one of 3. Yeah, this thing. So now you guys know what influence is, and what composure is too. So I think this is pretty good. Build rapport, or it's decent. We'll get it. Aha! They say the tendrils of Hesh move in mysterious ways. Seems to me like you're about to get throttled by them. No, I'm not. I was against this idea in the first place. The luminary is all yours. I'm a good Hessian, I am. Yes. The Admiralty book it for the hills, like the tentacles of Hesh itself will come snapping at their heels. You untie the luminary and help him find his footing. Didn't expect rescue to come from someone who looks like you, Grifter. Well, I didn't expect madness from a luminary, so at least one of us knows where we stand. Let's go. Delana's waiting for you. Malawi joined our party. Cobb dislikes us. Oh well, whatever. We'll return him for a job well done. Here you go, 1 luminary, alive and, well, alive. This one leaves puddles in her footsteps, I think, Delana. I'm unharmed. Ah, that's wonderful news. Thank you, Sal. Hesh's tendrils truly quiver where you walk. That's... yikes. What about my payment? Yes, of course. Profits to those who embrace the abyss. You get paid 55 shills. Delana likes us. And do we want to upgrade negotiation or battle? Let's see. We could just upgrade this card we got. Upgrading is useful, or it's better used for cards that have less experience. Or battle cards. We can upgrade our deception. Let's upgrade our battle card. Let's upgrade this. So, improvise plus, which is choose 1 of 5 cards, or improvise and deal 6 damage. Let's do that, because I think the whole point of this card is just to, hey, Malawi loves us, is to increase your damage. So, this is the first person that loves us. We get a boon. Draw 1 extra card at the start of negotiation. Ooh, that's nice. So our first turn of negotiation, we'll have 6 cards instead of 5. Cool. And we don't have money to pay him to like us. Pay him to love us, I mean. Status cards cost 1 less action battle. That's fine. And yeah.